Hi, my name is Jim and you're very welcome as a young person to the zone in reallyhuman.ie. I hope you're going to enjoy it. What is mental and emotional fitness? I often say it's not enough that young people feel okay. They actually have to be really fit mentally and emotionally, like they like to be fit physically. If you look at a measuring scale, you'll notice that on the scale that I have on the slide here, when people are down at 0 to 2, they can feel very, very down. You young people know a lot about this, okay? You meet teens sometimes who, for no reason other than this is the way I am, feel very much down in that suicidal or suicidal ideation zone where they're thinking about doing harm to themselves. I work with this all the time and I find that young people, if they can get across the barrier to actually talking, they can actually do a lot of work, very good work in a very short time. Then sometimes you're in the middle zone where you're talking about maybe about a relationship breakup with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay, this can be tricky, but you get through it. It's not so bad. And then on that occasion, then you feel fantastic and you really feel amazing because you met your favorite rock star or something like that. Okay, and this is really brilliant. Okay. In terms of what's going on in stress, anxiety is something that's going through the roof in terms of young persons. So where does stress come from? Very often it's expectations. So let's listen to some of these questions. Do they refer to you? What are you going to do with your life? Do you hear that question asked of you? What's your career choice? Job opportunities now and in 4 years' time where you're trying to calculate what's available at the end of college or whatever. Very tricky. It brings a lot of stress. In terms of goal setting, a lot of people find it very, very hard to actually set realistic goals. And in this zone, I'll be doing what we call SMART goals, which is to make these goals realistic, to break them down and to say, is this a real touchable target for me, where at the end of it, I can feel I am going to feel amazing because I get this degree or I get this job or whatever. So we're going to help you with that if you will hang in there. Okay, so going from the adolescent to the young adult, a very, very tricky phase. Like you're talking about from 11 to 18 or 24, some people change the age from 18 to 24 for adolescents. A lot of stuff goes on. It's the fastest spurt and the biggest spurt of growth in the whole human cycle. A lot of things that happen physically, sexually, hormonally, and so forth like that. So finding your own voice at home, school, in work and so forth like that, that can be very, very difficult. Actually, can you speak out loud and say what you need? Then there's a whole area of identity. A lot of stuff goes on in adolescence around sexual or gender identity. And that is something we'll talk about as we go on. Being respected as a young adult. In other words, you're expected to do certain things, but then you don't feel that you're respected in other ways because with the privilege comes the responsibilities. And then finally, just being listened to. We'll talk a lot about personal space and healthy boundaries. This is a huge area for adolescents. Okay, if you even think about the area of sexuality, where you're talking about what is a yes and what is a no, that is so important to say that inside my own space, I feel comfortable about saying what I want and what I need. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Then we talk about self-esteem and confidence. This is always what I always come back to. When I start working with a young person, I always say, out of 10, what is the way you rate yourself at the moment? Do you rate yourself only 3 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 or 5 out of 10? And very often people will start from a very low base, but it can improve. What does that come from? Well, sometimes the self-image, how I look, how tall I am, how fat I am, or whatever. We have very strong negative cognitions inside ourselves and we give ourselves a very hard time. Very important to address that. So how you look, how do you think others see you, and then unreal expectations, because we can't all be Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie, okay? Then we talk about the whole area of cyberspace. This is an area you people are expert at. You are the risk takers and you are the learners, but you know as well the pitfalls and the dangers of cyberbullying and so forth like that. It's a really tricky area, and side by side with cyberspace, I always put circuits of support. Have you got people in your life, not 366 Facebook friends, but 3 or 4 people that you can say 24/7, 365 days of the year, they are there for you. That is really important. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of strategies around managing anxiety, for example, exam stress. Just to give you an idea of what we're going to be working with. These are 4 little ways you can do it. temperature of the face, intense exercise, paced breathing, and paired muscle relaxation. So come back to me again on a blog and in the video, and you'll find out more about this. Great ideas here. Finally, I'm going to do a little bit of mindfulness with you. And mindfulness is an amazing phenomenon today. About 6% of every cell, joint, muscle in your body changes when you actually do mindfulness meditation. It's been around for thousands of years. It's a very human thing to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual or religious, but we're going to give you some ideas about how that works. So really looking forward to meeting with you. Please do come back again and do tell your friends. Thanks a million.